mental game. So let's talk about something actually pretty incredible, and that's Nottingham Forest going into a new year in second for the first time in about 30 years. And again, no surprise at all. They beat Everton 2-0. Had a few players missing too, made a few tweaks, made a few changes, had to go back to a back four after the back three worked so well for them. Obviously, Murillo's got a knock, so he wasn't there. But Morato came in and did absolutely fantastic. No Yates, who's been so key in midfield. But Sosa came in. Elliot Anderson sat a bit deeper and played absolutely brilliantly. Just a really great amount of intensity from Forest again. And again, on so few possession. But it didn't matter, did it?
Yeah, and that was their plan, wasn't it? Give Everton the ball, and Everton definitely don't know what to do with the ball. So that worked fantastically, and you just see the confidence flowing through this Forest side. I mean, you look at the first goal, the fact that Wood's got the presence of mind to catch Pickford off his line inside the box as well. Fantastic finish, and that is how Forest should be finishing this year, really, with the way that it's gone for them so far. They deserve to kind of have a performance like this where they take it in their stride in such a way, because for all of Everton's kind of lack of creativity going forward, defensively, they've been really solid this year, and Forest found a way through them whenever they needed to, it felt like. If they wanted to step it up a bit more, it felt like they had that gear to go into, but they took it easy, they took it in a confident manner, and when you've got players like Gibbs-White and Wood who have the finishing ability they do, well, you're going to get results like that. So, fantastic win for Forest again.
Let's talk about the finishes as well, starting with Wood's deft touch.
Lovely.
He caught Pickford out there, but Pickford had a really good game, actually. If it wasn't for him, it probably should have been 3 or 4. But Wood is in the prime of his life at the minute, and his finishes have been so varied this season as well. It's not like he's the big man up front. His touch has improved so much. His awareness of his teammates has got so much better, and quite often he draws the focus on him. So Gibbs-White can get forward, so Elanga can get forward. And there's no Hudson-Odoi in this game either, and they still managed to pack a real punch going forward. But Wood seems key to that. And when they brought Awoniyi on, I thought that changed a little bit. And for all we were saying about Awoniyi being their player and the hard man to replace, I think Wood is going to be even more difficult to replace the way he is now.
Yeah, and I mean, he even laid on the assist for Gibbs-White, didn't he?
Brilliant, yeah.
The link up before his goal with Elanga to kind of get that over Pickford was outstanding. And it's funny to see how quickly a player's kind of profile can change. I mean, is there a player that's had a more successful 2024 than Chris Wood? Like, he's just been fantastic for Forest. The irony is, I think it's still probably an area of the squad that they'll look to invest in next, because obviously his age profile, like you say about Awoniyi, he's not really hit the heights that we kind of expected for him at times, and his injury record has made it really difficult for him. It wouldn't surprise me if in January, or if not the summer, Forest looked at bolstering those attacking options just in case they had an injury to Wood, for example, or this kind of purple patch died off. But maybe it's not a purple patch. Maybe we do Chris Wood a bit of a disservice and don't recognise what a good striker he is. Because his Premier League goal scoring record is fantastic, and he is someone that I think probably was categorised as a bit of a Sean Dyche player, obviously from his time at Burnley as well, as a big forward, like you say. But his play in this system for Forest has been so key, and credit to Nuno for getting the best out of him. We've seen that with Nuno before with number 9s. We saw it with Raul Jimenez at Wolves, and who knows what he could have done for Harry Kane if he got a bit longer at Spurs, I suppose. We could have turned him into the new Chris Wood. That'd have been fantastic.
Isn't that funny to see the league table now and see where Tottenham are and see where Forest are? I'm sure Nuno's got a little wry smile to himself at how things are going for both teams, as is Neil Maupay as well. Did you see his comment on socials?
Yeah, ridiculous. He's an idiot, isn't he?
He's an idiot, yeah. He's not at the prize. Let's just say he's not coming back to Everton anytime soon, but... shocking from him. But Forest, I mean, second in the table, you're still going to have people, and Forest fans included, who are going to say that this type of football is going to get caught out eventually. You know, if you can see that much possession and try and hit teams on the counter, you've got to do it right. Otherwise, you're going to leave yourself exposed. But they're so good defensively. And again, Milenkovic was fantastic. Morata was a fantastic in this, who stepped in Murillo's absence. They've got players who can cover, and they know that now. And I think an underrated player at the minute is Matt Sells. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the league right now. He, again, didn't have much to do in this game, but when he was called upon, made another great save. And clean sheet after clean sheet keep coming Forest's way. And defensively, they look magnificent, don't they?
Yeah, I think before this game, him and Pickford were the joint top for most clean sheets in the league, and Sells obviously has kept another one here, which is fantastic for him. And it's funny because he never seemed like he was going to reach these heights when he was at Newcastle, and all of a sudden he's become a key player for Forest. And even that signing, I don't think many Forest fans expected him to come in and be their number one. They had other options floating around the club, and I think they probably would have looked at a more long-term target. But right now, why would they? And you're right, the rotation they're able to do in defensive positions is really strong. Like Nico Williams has come back into the side lately.
Played brilliantly again.
And he's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, they signed Alex Moreno from Villa on loan at the start of the season, and he started really well. And he's finding it hard to get back in now because Williams has been so strong. Olaina is superb, one of the best right backs in the league this year. And yeah, they're rotating centre back options now as well, and they're still looking so strong. So it's funny, you're right. There is always an air of when you concede so much possession and try and counter attack, that can be quite dangerous. But they've got such clinical wingers and they've got such good attacking options that they are made for that, and it's always going to suit them. Liverpool did that for a while under Klopp, where they were just desperate to kind of get up the other end of the pitch as quickly as possible, to turn the ball over, rely on solid centre-backs and move the ball quickly forward, and it worked incredibly well for them. And Forest are capable of doing that with the pace of Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, Sosa in this game. It's an excellent system, and Nuno seems to have done really well at mastering that with this squad.
I'll just interject and say that wasn't me saying that I agree with what some fans are saying. I love the way Forest play.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I think there's a lot of kind of tempering of expectation. I think that this won't continue. But if I was a Forest fan, I'd be dreaming, because I think this could continue and they could have a really good season. If they get European qualification this season off the back of this, imagine the turnaround. That would just be fantastic. I think they've got to look higher than sort of 8th or 7th. Do you know what I mean? I think they're a better team than many give them credit for. And I think better than a lot of teams competing in that area of the table too. So yeah, I think the sky's the limit for Forest. I really do.
Come on, put your money where your mouth is. Forest going to get Champions League football this year. What are you saying?
No, I don't think so.
Probably take the top 5.
I think
to do it.
5th is definitely realistic in that respect. Yeah, so maybe if they get 5th and Champions League football's on offer for 5th place, then yeah, why not? I think that'd be amazing to see.
They got a lot of difficult fixtures out of the way already as well.
That's another thing. The only real challenge ahead is playing Liverpool again and doing it again, beating them again. And if they do that, suddenly it's a title conversation if they carry on their form, which is mad.
Whoa.
But yeah, let's calm down. Steady on. But Sean Dyche even said in the post-match that he knew what Forest were going to do, but they do it so well, there's nothing he could do about it. And I think that's the thing that other teams have got to kind of realise. How do you stop this counter when the defence is so good and when the attack is so slick? Is there an answer to that?